Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to the Sports Perspective TV. As always, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate you taking your time out to watch the videos and interacting with the videos as well. No, the CPL is off to a brilliant start. If this first weekend of the CPL is anything to go by, we are in for a very amazing tournament. Talking about records being broken, a lot of runs being scored, over four teams, over four scores above 200 so far, and we're only about 4 or 5 matches in. Brilliant. So it's just been all around brilliance in the CPL. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing the details with you of the matches between the Barbados Royals and the St. Lucia Kings, and also talking about the match between so it was the match between the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, and the St. Lucia Kings, and the match between the Barbados Royals and the Antigua Falcons. Also talking about the Trinbago Knight Riders, their opening match as well. Nicholas Pooran scored a lot of runs in that match as well. A lot of runs were scored in that match as well. So going to be giving you the details of all of these matches, right? And talking about the player performances. So starting with the match between the Patriots and the Kings. In this match, we had the largest partnership ever in CPL history, right? So in this one, the Patriots batted first, and they posted a total of 201 for 3 of their 20 overs, right? Was just brilliant batting, between Evin Lewis and Kyle Mayers. Evin Lewis getting the first century of this year's CPL, right? He scored 100 of, Evin Lewis scored 100 of 54 balls, right? Just brilliant ball striking by Evin Lewis. And Kyle Mayers, he got 92 of 62 balls, right? So Evin Lewis and Kyle Mayers, they combined for 192 runs from 162 balls in that partnership, right? The partnership overall, including extras, was 199 runs, right? Which is the largest partnership ever in CPL. So I must say a huge shout out to both Evin Lewis and Kyle Mayers on achieving such a feat. The CPL, they've been around for a while now, so for batsmen to put on such a brilliant performance, dominant performance, right? Scoring that much runs, they literally came together in the first over, right? The Patriots lost their first wicket in the first over, and Kyle Mayers didn't get out until the last over. I think it was like 19.4 overs or 19 point something overs when Kyle Mayers got out. So they literally, you can say, they batted the entire innings, right? And put on a brilliant partnership. Now, even though they did such great things, the St. Lucia Kings were able to chase down that total, with relative ease, to be honest, right? So the St. Lucia Kings, in reply, they got to 202 for 5, in just 17.2 overs, right? So they chased down that total, above 200 with over 16 balls to spare, right? So it just goes to show off the quality of the performances that we were getting in the CPL, right? Also, so the match was played at Warner Park, and historically, it's not the biggest ground, and historically, it's been very good for batsmen, right? And it's living up to that reputation, so far in the CPL. When I get to the Trinidad match as well, because Trinbago Knight Riders, they scored 250 in their match, but I'll get to that in a few, playing at the same venue, right? But so the St. Lucia Kings got to 202 for 5, with ease. Leading the way for them was Raja Paksha. He got 68 from 35, right? And Tim Seifert, the New Zealand batsman, he got 64 from 27. And David Wise, in the back end for them, he got 34 from 20, right? And he led the way for them, with they led the way for them, in their chase of this 201 runs scored by the Patriots to give them a very convincing victory. This was the Kings' first outing in this year's CPL, and they started off with a victory. So well done to the Kings. Most say congratulations to them. For the Patriots, this was their third match, and they won the first match against the Falcons, and they lost their second match against the Trinbago Knight Riders, which I'll get to in a second. I know they've lost this match to the St. Lucia Kings as well. So they've lost 2 of their first 3 matches. In the other match of the day, it's the Barbados Royals, coming up against the Antigua Falcons. This was the first match of the tournament for the Barbados Royals as well. They themselves, they have a lot of star quality in their lineup. Talking about the likes of a Ravman Powell, a Quintin de Kock, a Jason Holder, Obed McCoy, Alec Athanaze. There's a lot of star quality. Tik Shana, the Sri Lankan mystery spinner. So there's a lot of star quality in the Barbados Royals team. And that star quality was definitely on display, in this match, right? They took care of the Antigua Falcons, with relative ease, right? So the Antigua Falcons, they batted first in the match, and they scored 145 for 9 of their 20 overs, which you kind of knew that was not going to be enough, right? 145 runs wasn't going to be enough, considering. But again, nothing is a given in cricket, right? But the Falcons, like I mentioned earlier, they are the team with the least amount of big name players, right? So they will struggle from time to time. But I must say though, positives for them coming from the tournament so far, right? Because Brandon King also, who is a part of their squad, but he will miss their first, I think it's their first 4 matches due to injury. But a huge positive for them so far in the tournament has been the performances of the youngster, Joel Andrew, right? And he was there, so he got a half century in his first match, and he was their top scorer again in this match, and so he scored 48 from 35. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get to the half century, but nevertheless, it was still another brilliant batting performance by the youngster going up against top quality bowlers, senior players, right? So huge shout out to Joel Andrew. So he was their top scorer with 48 from 35. Chris Green, who's the captain, he got 20 from 16. And Faka Zaman, he got 17 from 11. And they were the main contributors for the Falcons in their score of 145. Like I said earlier, that was not going to be enough. And the Royals, in reply, they brushed aside that total, right? They scored 100 and they got to 149 for 1, right? With Quintin de Kock, the South African batsman and the South African opener, he scored a blistering 87 from just 45 balls, right? And he was well supported by Raheem Cornwall. He scored 34 from 20. So it was de Kock and Cornwall that opened the innings for the Royals, and they got them off to a brilliant start, and hence, they really just chased down this total with ease, right? At the end of the power play, the Royals were 76 without loss. I think that's the most runs scored in a power play so far in this series version of the CPL. Though I think so, I'm not 100% sure, but 76 in the power play, that's just yeah. Words can't explain how good that is, right? But catches, they say catches win matches, and Quintin de Kock, he was dropped early on in his innings. A very, I would say, a straightforward catch. And the Falcons were definitely made to pay for dropping Quintin de Kock, that early in his innings. He definitely took full advantage of that, the opportunity he got, and scored 87 not out to lead the Royals to victory in their opening match. So the Falcons, they are still yet to they are still winless in the tournament so far. They've played some close matches, but unfortunately, they are yet to secure a victory. Not, I would say, and it's not surprising, right? Like I said, they are the teams with the least amount of big name players, but they have been competing. But there are sometimes in cricket where you do need those top quality players to showcase their quality and get you over the line. And unfortunately, the Falcons, they are lacking in that department, especially with a Brandon King out due to injury. Moving on now to the match between the Trinbago Knight Riders. They are the big boys of this tournament. When you talk about star quality, they have the most big name players, and those big name players were on display in their first match against the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. So this was also a high scoring encounter, right? So Trinbago Knight Riders batted first in this one, and they scored a whopping 250 for 4 of their 20 overs. Yes, you heard right. 250 in a T20 match, right? 250 for 4 of 20 overs was what the Knight Riders put up. And the Patriots, in reply, they also scored over 200. They got to 206 for 8, but that definitely was not enough, but it was good batting by them as well. But leading the way for the Trinbago Knight Riders in their total of 250 was none other than the man himself, Nicky P. Pooran. Boy, Nicky P definitely showed up and showed out in this one, right? Scoring 97 from just 43 balls. At one point, he was actually on track to score the fastest century ever in CPL history, right? Which was, I think, the fastest century in CPL history is 141 balls. And he was definitely ahead of that pace at one point. But, unfortunately, he didn't get the century. But it was just awesome batting by Nicholas Pooran, awesome ball striking. So he got 97 from 43, was supported well by Casey Carty as well. Casey Carty scored 73 from 35, right? So brilliant ball striking by Casey Carty as well. But Casey Carty was assisted, rode his luck for the entire match. I think he was dropped about 3 or 4 times. Easy catches. Odin Smith had a terrible game in the field in this one for the Patriots. He dropped 2 of those catches, dropped off Casey Carty was by Odin Smith. Very simple catches that you expect players to take at this level, but it wasn't to be. And Casey Carter definitely took full advantage of that, scoring 73 of 35. 73 not out, actually. And also getting among the runs for the Knight Riders was Sunil Narayan. Opening the innings, he scored 38 from 19, right? And kind of set the platform for the Knight Riders to just score 250. Nicky P, Casey Carty, Sunil Narayan. So well done by the Knight Riders. Bowling for the Patriots, it was Anrik Nokia leading the way for them. He got 2 for 37 from his 4 overs. Kyle Mayers bowled 2 overs for 14. He was their most economical bowler. And Shamsi as well bowled 3 overs for 27. So they were the main bowlers for the Patriots. The Patriots, in reply, like I said, they got to 206 for 8, right? With Mikael Louis, right? Playing on home turf, right? He's from St. Kitts. And in his first CPL match, he did well. So he scored 56 from 38 to lead the scoring for the Patriots. Also among the runs was Evin Lewis getting 39 from 23, and Tristan Stubbs, who got 39 from 19, and Ryan John in the back end got 25 from 12 balls, right? They were the main scorers for the Patriots in their reply, in their score of 206 for 8. Bowling for the Knight Riders, you have Sunil Narayan took 2 for 24 from his 4 overs. Wakar Salam Keel, he got 2 for 41, so a bit on the expensive side, but he picked up crucial wickets. Just Little, also a bit expensive. He bowled 3 overs for 40, but he took 2 wickets as well. And they were the main wicket takers for the Knight Riders in their bowling innings, right? So, so far, a lot of runs being scored in the tournament, exciting matches, from a fan perspective, you can't really ask for more than this, it's just straight up entertainment, runs galore, boundaries being hit in every match, and close encounters as well, having matches, the first 2 matches going down to literally the last ball, so it's looking good. It's a very good look for the CPL, and hopefully the tournament can just continue in this vein, right? And they just put on a very good show. This definitely bodes well for the CPL and its reputation as it continues to grow and become one of the top T20 franchise leagues in the world, right? So, but that's all I have for you in this video, viewers and subscribers. Definitely share your thoughts, what you think about the tournament so far. In the comment section. Which team looks the best so far in the CPL, and whatever other thoughts you might have, about the tournament or the players. Do remember to like the video as well, very important, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.